try and do my best as an actor to breathe as much life into him as possible. I think Melvin will probably think, wow, do I actually exist? I didn't know that I was real. I thought I was made up. But look how rounded I am, and handsome.
I'm not very experienced when it comes to filming, and so I've just spent day after day after day being completely gobsmacked with what I'm expected to do and who I am, and it's just made me laugh so much.
I think the opera singers would say that they've enjoyed the opportunity to enhance their repertoire, but I still look at some of the things we've done to them with slight shame and guilt. I'm very grateful that they've enjoyed the experience, and we've enjoyed doing that to them.
Just a sort of ordinary common or garden opera singer, so you don't often get this kind of thing going on in opera houses around the world.
I started writing the scripts a year last February, I started with Stewart Lee, he was co-writer, and Jerry Springer. We wrote a couple of scripts together, and then I started putting a bit of music to those. Then I wrote the other 3 other scripts. The whole actually writing and composition of it took about 14 months, I think.
I think it's an extraordinary piece of, breaking new ground in the entertainment musical field. I'm amazed how it's all coming off the page. So I'm excited about it.
See, what's great about TV and is you can just cut to things. You don't actually have to get people, because in the theatre they've got to walk on and they've got to walk off.
Sometimes we wonder where Richard's head is. But isn't that a great thing that he can literally just put it all down and go with his fantasy, and we go along with it too.
I have a lot of howling in all my in my operas, because it's quite. I just like ow, ow. I like the idea that these highly trained singers have to howl for a living.
Hate you more than yesterday.
I think that's where the collision of opera and comedy works wonderfully, is that they are doing it so straight and they're so serious about what they're singing and doing. And yet when you listen to what they're saying, it's very funny indeed. I got a little bit of it in Meaning of Life. We did some musical sequences there, which I really enjoyed doing.
It's very difficult, because when I first read the script and not having really done anything musically before, I sort of got in and thought, OK, maybe we could lose this, maybe we could lose that. And then I heard the music, and I realised that, actually you can't lose it, because it's all tied into music. It doesn't matter how much pre-production you do, you still have to sort of change it. Not change it, you just move it slightly on the day. And that's why the energy has been so amazing and everyone's rallied round. It's the unknown which is really, really firing people up.
What's great about all the directors that we've had and Richard is that they're so open to our input.
It felt like we're all contributing, which is, to me, is the great way of working, when everybody's contributing. And I'm suggesting how we might do it, and then the choreographer might say, well, how about doing something different like that? So you think, oh yeah, do something like that. And then somebody in the cast might say, but we could do this. And say, oh yeah, that's even better. So it's great when it happens like that.
And you want to be in a position where people can do that. I mean, Len, the DOP, he came up with some beautiful shots and great ideas, even though he slagged off my music and called it annoying.
I think the music's really annoying, because I go home at night and I'm just lying there and all I hear is the click track and then a certain line or a certain lyric every day. So the music's in my head.
He told me, he came and he said, I called your music annoying. I said, yeah, I heard.
It's really good music, but it's in there all the time. So it must be good if it's sticking in my head.
Dun 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 dun.
Just the scale of it.
Yeah.
It's 5,000 bars of music. It's at 2.5 hours for a full orchestra. Yeah. It's
that's
huge project.
More music than you'd have in over 2 major musicals. Virtually, I would say, no feature film
has that
amount of music in it.
No, so it's which we didn't really realise. I don't know why. It's a very simple calculation. 5 times 30 minutes, quite easy to work out. But we didn't realise until we were halfway through it.
The music is amazing, astonishing. When you hear it, it's like, wow. You're close to tears sometimes. Like, and all you get on the script are the words, just the lyrics. Like, you thought you were a winner, baby, but I guess you were wrong, la-di-da-di-da, don't take it personally. You think, what sort of tune is that going to go to? And you think, how can you put a tune to that? But when you hear it, it's like, oh.
You thought you were a winner, baby, but I guess that you were plain wrong.
The interesting thing about it is he's been able to write in the style of the different genres that we're parodying. So the music fits those genres brilliantly.
He understands the music, and he understands the comedy, and he understands the parody, and he's the centre of it all.
The way Richard writes in very small, very distinct chunks of music, so they all stand as little pieces of music in their own right, which is very difficult to record and to perform, because you have to know exactly what the tempo is that the next bar is going to be at. Whereas normally music sort of ebbs and flows, I suppose.
Normally there's a way of getting into a new tempo
absolutely.
that doesn't exist with Richard. Basically, we're splitting up each opera into sort of as many as 70 small segments. Just so
which could be a bar long, just one bar.
To make Friday and Saturday 36 hours. Brilliant! That's brilliant! Be a lager, hooch and stuff, 24 hours, just dainty.
Take that out and just have the orchestra and our voices, which I can do with that. It sounds like this.
Brilliant! That's brilliant! Be a lager, hooch and stuff.
Which sounds fun. We listen to it like that, but that happens every 15 bars, 16 bars.
So we would have recorded that in 3 little bits.
And there's another bit there. So lots of tiny pieces of music, all
different tempos.
All joined together.
I think the music is incredibly memorable. It stretches us. We're asked to sing very low, very high, but there's some beautiful lyrical moments.
90% of all of these 5 shows are live vocals, which is really sort of unheard of, I think.
If I asked you to guess, you'd never get the answer. All I wanted to do was be a famous tap dancer.
I think the music is beautiful, and it's so creative and imaginative, and at the same time very accessible as well. There's a poppy element to it.
And musically, it's not taxing. It's not taking contemporary music right to the edge. It's written in a way that it can sort of reach out to a huge amount of people, hopefully.
Opera, as its subject matter, as things that are sort of universal, really. It's big stuff, jealousy, high emotions, love, all that kind of thing, and if it's got some swearing in it, it really doesn't lessen or cheapen it in any way.
It's nothing funnier than someone singing, shit fucking shit fuck, and in a really classical way.
It is comedy, and I want it to be as funny as possible, but I also want it to be as beautiful as possible, and hopefully I haven't fucked those two things up, and so it's quite a tough call, because sometimes you want the lyrical music, you want to soar and let it breathe. I'm saying, no, I actually want it to suffocate. I want that bit to suffocate, but no, it's a really nice piece of it. It doesn't matter. That bit has to suffer, so that bit's funny there along the way.
I like the way these tell a story. You've got a narrative thread running through, and it's all linked. It's interesting the way that the gags and the comedy is written for opera. Something very unique about that.
They came in, and I was absolutely blown away by their performance and the professionalism and the standard, and it made me look like a complete amateur.
There were directors who were saying it's pictures that need some sounds, and you've got the music side saying it's music that needs some pictures. That's quite a healthy arrangement.
I've never worked on anything remotely similar to this. It's mental.
It's tough. Any show's tough. Fine, you have budget fights, you have schedule fights. But on this, it was the learning curve. We were doing something totally unique.
I don't think anybody's done 5 original musicals in a series. and